us up this morning.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Hi family, my name is Lynel Price. I am an addict and alcoholic. My sobriety date, no, I'm gonna just say this. I got 58 days today, and I'm very fortunate to be here today.
For sure. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Nice to have you here, man. I
Nice to
appreciate
be
you
here.
coming and sharing your testimony, blessing us with your testimony.
Thank you, sir. Very
You know what I
much.
mean?
Thank you for doing what you do to let us be known.
Oh, no doubt. I
Yeah.
feel like this is part of my purpose, man.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what I'm
Yes,
put
sir.
here to do, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Let's start off from the beginning. Where we start off at? Where you from?
I'm from Columbus, born and raised Buckeye.
Okay.
North side, well, west side. In the beginning, I guess you could say I was always elementary big kid, always a big kid. Fit in where I could, mama's boy, spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
All the reasons why I wanted to feel different. It's got me in this seat today. I ain't any specifics to sit there and tell you. I was LD class growing up. I didn't know I was an LD student for a while. I just thought it was being a kid. Found out that my comprehension has always been a slow learner for myself. Went to high school into what you say an LD class after being graded. They found out I wasn't as characterized as some kids. And growing up, you know, my learning was slow. Kids back then were shrewd, very, very shrewd. I rode the small bus. So riding the small bus, first time kids ran up, started laughing and giggling. I found out they wasn't laughing because it was a small bus. They was laughing at me for being on it. Not me alone, but the students were just
Mean like that.
Yeah, mean like that. Yeah, they're shrewd. Kids back then my age was devastating, you know. Every time I think it was the third time I dunked down on the bus and hid and begged the bus driver to park way over here. Please park way over here. I don't want everybody to see me get off this bus. And to walk into a school and I say small classroom, 7 of us, you know. Kids are mean, kids are shrewd back then.
What grade was this? This elementary school?
Now, let's just say from elementary, I've always been passed because of my size. My mom told me, and then it was kind of shrewd. I heard the guidance counselor say, she said, yeah, back in elementary, they passed me only because of my size. They felt they didn't want me to be left behind. My size would have made kids pick on me, and I wish they would have failed me in elementary a lot more than they did when I got to high school, because in the high school it really became, I don't know, how do you say, very hard, very, very embarrassed. You know, kids are mean. Kids are mean.
How would you say that, like your household was?
My mother, queen that she is, I didn't lack anything for Christmas or holidays or birthdays, you know. The man that my mother was with, who I call my father, he was abusive. He was, they were alcoholics, and, you know, my father was so abusive that there were many times my mom would come in after they had went out for an event, that she was coming by herself with either stitches or eye covered up with patches or ice, lip busted, teeth gone, and leave, let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. And we would have to go either stay at my mom's friend's house, or we had to hide from my AKA father. I didn't like him for a while because of that, but my mother kept going back. So, you know, it's led me to believe that if I got to put my hands on you, I don't need you, but for the reason why my mom went back was somewhat she would call stability. I'm gonna say she wasn't comfortable in her own skin. I'll be honest with you.
For sure.
I felt like that she maybe just did that because it was whatever kind of support he gave her. She was comfortable with. You know, I mean, I've done that, but I'm just not a hands-on guy. Argumentative, you know, debatable. And I also got a little trait of my mother too. I run. You know, I don't need to be bothered with it. I'm cool.
Instead of dealing with it,
Instead of dealing with it. To get into how my behaviors were, I realized after doing this, you know, being an addict and alcoholic like I was, I started realizing the undercore why I did what I done, you know, to medicate those thoughts, those mean kids, you know, those wanting to fit in, you know, wanting to be part of, wanting to be something more than Lynel Price, you know, who I am. And that took a lot of work.
What age would you say that you were when you first picked up?
My mother and father ran a bootleg after our club, and I don't know, I thought it was cool when everybody was in bed around 11 or 12. Refrigerator was still open with the alcohol in it, and up under the tables was the whiskey. I'm sorry, the beer was in the refrigerator and the whiskey was under the table. So, you know, what little friends that were around, I would sneak maybe a six pack, and the rest of a Canadian Mist bottle up to the parking lot with the rest of us, and we would sit there and I fit in. I'm cool now. You know, I got my acceptance. You know,
that's crazy.
Truth.
Yeah. Really.
I wasn't the fat kid, and you know, I don't know if it was the alcohol that made the lady say, "Hey," but you know, if it was, it worked. You know
for
I mean?
sure.
I'm in. You know what I mean?
So you became a ladies' man on top of that.
I think that as long as I kept, I just never had self-confidence, man, for a long time. You know, the alcohol gave me that. You know, I got the S on my chest, you know, and I got the little wave thing like he had, you know, the super.
The curl.
I had his ears. You know, I mean, I thought that, and I wanted to stay like that. I didn't ever want to be Lynel, man. Lynel didn't have nothing. You know, he always, you know, it was the guy in the corner who ain't got nothing.
So how was you off the alcohol?
I was suave, you know. I think I know that when drinking back in the day, there was a time when I actually could say it was fun to do. You know. It never occurred down time went by that it was the alcohol that caused all these issues, or why I did alcohol. You know, I always thought it was something I wanted to do, pick up, get a drink, have a little buzz, keep on going, you know. That's what everybody's doing, right?
Real, yeah.
People I'm ready to go meet, they doing it. You know, my dad sold weed, I get a sack from him, or, you know, as time grew up, my father told me this, I'd rather you sit in this house. And I got the okay to get high and drink from my father because I came home in the house drunk one day, tore up. He looked at me, he said, "Take your ass in that room, lay down." So I do so. So I wake up that morning, and I said, all right. He said, "Boy, come here." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Go in my room, get in the closet, and pull that brown paper bag out, and get this newspaper in there." Got back, what the hell? Pull that stuff out that bag, and put the newspaper on top of the bed, and pull that stuff out that bag. I'll be in there in a second. It was a pound of weed. Took it, I did what he said. Shoved it on the bed, on top of the newspaper. And had me a pack of tops. I knew how to roll. But that day, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Right.
It was fat in the middle and skinny on the end, you know what I mean?
The pregnant
that oops, you know. I didn't know nothing, you know. I already could roll a camel, so long story short.
That's great.
Yeah. You should light it up. I'm waiting to get hit anytime, man. I think he was questioning how much involved I was, and I know he was.
That's exactly what he's doing, right?
How much involved I was in doing this activity that when I was outside before coming home, and to come in your house drunk and high, you wouldn't know what I knew. And it got accepted. honestly, I sat there and I smoked a joint. We smoked one together, and that's when he told me, you know, go out there, sit in this house. If you want to get high, do something, ask me and sit at the table with me. And mind you, my mother being somewhat of a victim of his, but yet still there, she signed and co-signed that as well, that it was okay to do.
How old was you at this time?
15.
15?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
15. 15, given the okay to get high. It was a party from there to all the way to maybe like 22 when I went to jail.
It's your first time?
First time ever in jail.
Okay.
Ran across a gentleman who had some Cougaran coins, African coins. I thought the guy's grandparents was Bonnie and Clyde because he'd come out with thousands. I mean, I was big enough. I wasn't old enough to buy one, but I had that look. You know, I could walk in the carry and buy liquor, and this young little white dude was like, "Hey man, would you do me a favor?" I looked in his pocket, man. He pulled out like $4,000 or $5,000. I'm like, "Yeah, what you gonna do?" Yeah. It was on from there.
Yeah.
Got liquor, got weed, got cars, you know what I'm saying, and you know, all to say that it was a party. And mind you, my mom accepted it. My father and my mother separated at this time. My mother still allowed me to get. Oh, okay, thank you. I got you. Yeah, and my mother still co-signed that. Go ahead, you was doing it. Okay, you can still do it. Get high and drunk. You know, just do it at home. How you put respect yourself boundaries on it.
Right.
Not knowing that the end result was going to be me really turning out to where, you know, alcoholism and drug addiction became a part of my life that's hindered my life. But police come knocking on the door. My little white buddy's grandparents found out that I didn't take. I was handed. He got in trouble too, but he handed me them Cougaran coins, and I took them to the pawn shop. It was giving me $400 a piece, man. I turned in like about 9 or 10 of them. Yeah, so I got charged with receiving stolen property, and that was my actual first incarceration in the Franklin County Jail.
And that's a felony too,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Yeah.
It was. My dad always told me though. He said, if you don't see him on the street anymore, either they're dead or in the penitentiary. But don't worry about it. You're gonna see somebody you know when you go to jail. So I'm locked up, scared and Cootie Brown for the first time, and sure enough, I walk in the tank, and there goes old Tom, and Tommy, and another guy named Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Wow, my dad was right.
Yeah.
You know somebody." So jail really became a rehab, you know, instead of a punishment.
You mean like a meeting zone for the homies?
Yes, sir, yes,
Yeah. Training camp, actually.
And this is what I get if I get in trouble. I knew that if I didn't, the only thing. Well, he said this, you know, you catch your body, you never come home.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it hasn't been subject or close to doing, but you never come home.
Mm-hmm.
But you get it out there. If you do any charges, accepting this stuff in my head.
Yeah.
Catch a case, make sure you're out there, bro. Make sure you're out there. Know what you do. Is what I was told. Know
That's
what you
real.
do. So my education on street knowledge, and then drugs came involved, and it was just whatever it takes to get one, you know? I worked for many years.
What you do working?
I cook. I'm a cook for a living.
Okay.
And but I also drove donation trucks for the Salvation Army. I drove cab service. You know, I got a variety of things. But if you ask me, my passion is to stand over that stove and let's get it.
Gotcha.
Get it in. Make good money
Mm-hmm.
from cooking. I was offered manager's positions a lot of places. I just didn't want to carry that big weight responsibility. I take the money.
Yeah.
You know,
The responsibility.
that responsibility where wasn't. I never graduated from school, so my education level was always the reason I don't know how to do. I don't know. I always faked myself.
Use that as an excuse, right?
That was my excuse to not take it, accept manager's positions or, you know.
Do you think that was a way you were just scared to fail? Scared to try?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My coping skills was based on, let's just say this, if I ain't got some liquid courage in me,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't gonna get done.
Yeah.
Or if I don't have something, there's no need even asking me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll try anything once.
Dang, that's real.
Yeah, with a sip or a smoke, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's came to so many parts that I've done so much. When I would clean a dog kennel for a hit of crack in the morning for some people, man. A dog kennel. I mean, it was like a job. I couldn't wait to get to it.
When do you think that mission started? When you went to the harder drugs?
I guess when I was the white man's ghetto pass. I lived in a not really suburban neighborhood, but further north up here, 161 and stuff at the time.
Mm-hmm.
White folks, when I was up there as a kid,
Yeah.
a lot of white folks would turn around and they wanted to do drugs, cocaine. And you know, mind you, I had that older look. I would buy some beer, but when I turned 18 and got the 3-2 beer, this is cool, I'm fitting in.
Mm-hmm.
This is my crowd. We're all numb now, so you're no more than me, and I'm no more than you, in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
White folks would say, you want to do some coke?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, let's go. Well, you gotta go down to that neighborhood, down these certain street, man, and go get it for us. Okay. They park down the street, and I take my yellow. I ain't black all the way through. I take my yellow ass up there, and I fit in.
Yeah.
And I asked the common ground question, and hey, let me get a half, It was always a 20. Never really knew how to sit there and say, let me get a
whole ball
or nothing like that. It was the running part that really got monotonous to me, but as long as they was buying, it was cool. My own money, I would, you got me thinking so hard. I would actually take, when I would go in to get it, I'd buy the half or the whole and take some and put it in the corner. When they wanted to go spend some more money, I'd sell them their own shit back.
Most definitely.
Going back to that.
Hey, look, that's like a fuck.
So it was all, it was a meat and potatoes, in the beginning, man.
In the beginning.
I'm never going to tell you I had a dull moment with drug and alcohol. When it stopped being my friend or stopped working for me is when I had to have it. Never told myself I had to have anything, but I didn't like me. I wanted to get numb. I didn't want to think, damn, I don't have a job. I don't have this. I'm living with my mom. I'm stealing from my mom. She's my biggest enabler. I don't know if it was codependency because I was there when she would come home from work and things would be in order. She's always told me how to keep a clean house, I ain't never, so when she came home, I knew what she expected. The house, this is, I did my part.
Mm-hmm.
When I said, hey, can I have $10, $20? It was no issue sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was like when she would go to sleep or something, I did one, I'm super quiet. Big as I am, I'm quiet as a kitten.
Mm-hmm.
Slide 40, 50, slide the TV out, slide the VCRs out, slide, take the car, rent the car out.
Dang.
Bro,
It gets real.
Yeah.
Now, was your stepfather around at this time?
No, sir. My stepfather and my mother separated when I turned 17. But I'll say anywhere from 9 to 17, yeah, they was, one. I'm not going to tell you every day was an ass whooping day, no.
Yeah.
We had Christmas, we had bikes, we had gifts, we had birthday parties. It'd just be some of them times. I got 3 brothers under me from my dad, my stepfather, while with my mom. So, I knew she knew. To me, I'm looking at her like, what the? My father was what you call really a Rolling Stone dude, man. Papa was a Rolling Stone, yeah.
Like most of them back in the day.
Yes, sir. He was very, he was really like that. Indian texture, Indian skull head, long black hair. He was a womanizer for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be just like that, man, but I didn't want to do the hands-on thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I always stuck by that, and I'm very grateful for that. If I got to put my hands on it, I don't need you.
If you got a beat it, you don't need it.
I don't need that
Sure.
ticket or that look like. No, sir.
As you get older, you understand, like, man, that looks so crazy. Like,
and listen,
super
crazy.
crazy.
Now, look, when my mother finally broke that bond, and I felt good then too, but then again, it wasn't. When my mother said, today is the day we're going to die, if you put your hands on me today. The argument they had. Today's the day. My mother whooped my daddy's ass, and I'm looking at her like, damn. she mad, you know. But deep down inside, she was, Mom, get off of it, Mom. And scary to think, man. She could have killed him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, we just left and then never returned. They socialized. You know, my father died of cancer.
Ooh.
She was there, you know, but he had other relationships with other people, another woman as well. You know, but he wanted her there, and she wanted to be there for that. Gotcha. So in his dying days, you know, my mother slept over here with her friend. He stayed over here with his friend, but when it came to that right there, they united, and that was like, you know, I went.
So let's go back to the incarceration. You had got locked up for receiving stolen property, right?
I was going to the county, got out probation. They had an old program called the diversion program back in the day, way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese guy ran it. I forgot his name. I had to report to them like two times or 3 times out of a month. Drops, you know what I mean? Never completed a program in that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Always end up going back to jail to finish out the sentence. I got 5 institution numbers, you know, for drugs and alcohol, you know, trying to get one, whatever the case. My charges were based on basically, if you look at them, forgeries, receiving stolen properties, unauthorized use, and drug possessions. You know, it may sound like not harmful, but each one got me. There's 72 counts of forgery. You know what I mean? It took me a 1.5 years to catch me with the charges, but I accumulated some thousands. So I didn't sit there and as long as I was getting the money, cashing them checks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, staying in the hotel. I take Mom $300-400, but I'm going with the rest of the 13. Take Mom another out there, cash another. Take Mom $300-400. Put this up for me, Mom. Put this up for me, Mom. Put this up for me. My mom's like, "Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you hurting somebody?" You know, she'll cry. "No, Mom, I promise I'm not hurting nobody. I ain't hurting nobody. I'm hurting me."
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't give that to her. You know, let you think like that. Upon the fact of catching all them charges and drug possessions and all that, and getting arrested and then seeing my indictment, you know, I was fortunate that I did give her that money to get a lawyer. You know, and then when I went to the penitentiary, there was some commissary money, you know, basically, long story short, to reduce my sentence.
Shoot, at least you wasn't, you know, some of us, we go to jail, ain't got no money, and now we still depending on Mama to take care of us in jail.
Those were the first 2 times.
Yeah.
I still got 3 more. No, I got 5 now. Them last 3 was walk.
Mm-hmm.
Hard. I mean, I had to pick a hustle.
Yeah.
You know, pressing clothes. You know, I had a fortunate job, laundry room. You know, when I went to the institute, I sunk for the laundry room or something in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and pressing clothes was a good habit I had. I would make you go to your visits.
Be fresh, for sure.
Yeah, I got the shirt designed up.
Remember, they had the spray starch
Yeah.
and everything. Like, that was me with the creases of it.
Right. So you feel me though?
Yeah, the crispy blues under the mat.
Yeah, give me a box of Miles or something. You know, the outfit together. I just want $3 or $4, and you know, commissary. I was okay, so I had a hustle.
So when do you think? Well, I was gonna say, matter of fact, yeah. What do you think was your turning point when what your lowest was?
My missus, 28 years, she had died. She died doing her habit and then wanting to do what I do as well. I think the combination of what she was doing alone, alcohol and pills, would have done the end result. But I think her doing alcohol and pills and I like cocaine, you know, was my thing. She, you know, the combination just really took upon her. I never got high with my missus out of the 28 years we were together, other than the last 2 years. My legs hurt. I got braces on my legs, and I didn't have no perks, no meds. And I called my son and I said, "Listen, man, I need some stuff you got some hard. Relieve the ease."
You said your son?
Yeah, I said my son. Yeah. I got a lot of street sons here. Let me put it like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Son, nephew. You know, those are the ones I'm gonna call.
Yeah.
And I called him up And this one I did raise as far as, street knowledge, walking the hip, ABC, don't fuck with and all that. And he would come and I said, bring me some of that food. I never spoke on the phone. Foul, always understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Bring me some of that food, man. My legs is killing me. I need you now. So he come on, he dropped me off a ball. And I'm in her house. Mind you, 28 years, you ain't never seen. Now, I was going to the penitentiary for my charges, but you never seen it in my mouth or doing it.
Mm-hmm.
28 years, never. Now, I made that on purpose. Every time I was tired of sitting on the street, she would pick me up, and I'd go to sleep for 3 or 4 days, and she healed me, she'd bring me back. I left, come back, tired. I need these meds. I said, please, baby, let me do this. Go in the room, don't come in here. Shut the door. She's like, why? I do it. I've done it. You what? She said, I said, you're good for calling. And the old famous word back in my time was geekers,
Yeah.
Look at them geekers, That's what she would say.
Yeah.
White girls. You did what?
Yeah.
I said, no, Chris, I don't say with me. Give me some of that. Her colors started coming out. From when I wasn't there sometimes, she had entertained with it,
Mm-hmm.
No longer everybody's a geeker now.
Yeah.
No longer is she never called me one.
Mm-hmm.
The status that I carried was geeker status. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, you call him up and get you, and he brought her some. My son. Yeah. She in one room and in the other, and I look at her, I'm like, when I seen her face, it's like everything beautiful, and the reason why I called you, because I'm tired from fighting these wolves out here on the street. You look like one of the wolves now, because you don't got that shit in your mind and your body.
Your whole perception changed.
Wow, whole perception went. So that was my, the only thing I do got pure, that isn't affected by my usage is you and you guys now. What's the sole purpose of this anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know, let's just say another year and a half, 2 years goes in this. My missus was here, let me say this. We call them licks. She owned her house. She had a $300,000 policy on her house. When she came to me, and this is really the part where I knew it was deep for her, about either burning the house down. I said, wow, you serious?
There's money.
Yeah. We investigated it, just didn't sound, it would, so her porch was real raggedy, and I had a bad knee already.
Hold on, so you was down for it?
Yeah,
for sure.
She, my girl, I'm a cleaner,
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
You talking about $300,000, I love you to death. Yeah, I got hush money, something.
Yeah, for sure.
To say this, I fell on the porch and I said, I'll shoot your ass laughing. She said, no, go ahead. Seriously, go sue me. Wow. Now I'm telling you, look at this white woman here, look like a librarian. But she's serious.
Mm-hmm.
Sue me. Called up attorney, that attorney, get the suit filed. Let my attorney go after 2 months of all the information was submitted, all my paperwork. I got a settlement for like $38,000 cash from just falling off of her porch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The garage caught on fire. I didn't do it, but somebody did. We tried to get more. It was crazy. You see how it took it didn't care how I got it. It's just, I was gonna hurt nobody.
Listen and see how creative that your mind could get when it comes to some negative stuff. Like that's a lot of plotting and planning.
She wasn't even. She had stopped. I realized the issues in a sense with me and her was she had stopped working. Her mom was taking care of us for a while. The house was hers. She bought it, paid it off, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
She paid the insurance every 6 months. So she was doing it. I'll just say this. Yeah, you're right. The mind come up with many ways to get one more, man. And when she died, long story short, her family kept me from the funeral. They didn't tell me she had passed. I called the hospital to come and get her. COVID was real live back then. Mm-hmm. She was only allowed to have one visitor, so I let her daughter. I could have went to the hospital with her, but they only went to see her. I called her daughter and said, look, your mom just went to the hospital, you need to get there. And her daughter goes up there and she stayed sick for the whole time. I don't say it was COVID. She come home one weekend out the whole time and she actually, she was taking the Rottens and she had drank 2/5 of Easy Jesus, Urban Jared, and never woke up. Damn. And that's the last I seen of my friends. So I knew that if me was to be her, it's time to stop. So I took my serious recovery back in 2022. I stopped.
This was 22?
Yeah. Stopped. I got involved. I started believing what I'm hearing. Been in and out of Maryhaven 4 or 5 times in other rehabs, psych wards. You know, I'm diagnosed with some mental stuff. So I've been to psych wards, turned myself over to the state. I'd signed in. You know, don't let me out until you think I'm med compliant and okay. I got 4 terms of that. You know, so.
So you started coming to treatment.
Treatment
after that.
And yeah, I came into treatment. And I didn't want to stay out there no more, man. I was tired of looking at me and these lenses that my higher power gave me. I see me out there and everything. I see, and I predict the future because of my past experience with it. I predict trades coming up here in a minute. I predict count time. I predicted it, all of it. If I stayed out here again, if I did this again, this is what I'm going to get. This is what he promised me. You let me get out of all the other ones to walk out here today to see this. And then to help somebody. You know? So to freely keep myself and to keep giving it, and I have to give it away. And the information is valuable. That's the most important thing that anybody that's trying to do something right is information. Self-experience. That's the best one.
Best one. Lived in experience for sure. So how recovery been working in your life? How your journey been?
My walk has been beautiful, but when I get in the way, I get the same old results. So I had to stop doing what I want and get back on what my higher power tells me and how it works. Believe in something other than myself, and it works, man. I can't tell nobody, if you're listening to me right now, I can't tell you what to do, but you know deep in your heart what you need to do. Your heart will tell you. Quit listening to your head. Listen to this for a while.
But they say your best thinking got you this far.
That's right. That's right. Well, it has. Experience has got me really.
Yeah.
Because if I don't listen to something other than my rationalization, I could be 6 feet up, 6 feet deep, bro. It's not like I haven't deserved it. I mean, I've just been one of the ones who's blessed and said, hey, get up, do something new. Today I got that this morning. Do something new, get up. Amen. Before you asked me to do this, I just got a phone call from my resident manager tomorrow. You can't be cussing guys out. Tom says, hold on, wrong guy. I don't know what you're talking about. So I was accused. Spirit attacked me. Listen, the adversary attacks me. Spirit attacks me, trying to do the next right thing through other forms and ways now. So I recognize that. When I had a chance to give my part on what happened, it collides. Now you ain't calling to apologize knowing that it wasn't me that did any of what you just accused me of. I can't get the apology because you good for the accusing. So, and I'm like, I don't have to get it. I already know.
It's crazy, right? Because we be in situations like that, but now that we're in recovery, we have a clear conscience, a clear mind, and know how to respond to it in a totally different manner than if it was the old us. It'd be like, hold on, what the fuck? What you talking about? Like, you know what I mean?
Breathe proper, had no anxiety about it, because it wasn't me. And, you know, I know one thing about this thing today, I know my surroundings at all times. If I go over here around the corner down the hoop, I know my surroundings, man. You know, G.I. Joe commercial, no one's half the battle.
For sure.
No one's half
they say that's the real definition of sober-minded. Being cautious of your surroundings, being aware of the enemy at all times.
All time.
Yeah.
But listen, the slip and fall is a choice. It ain't something that just happens. You look the wrong way. Guess what? You already know it's destruction. You already know it's not the path to be on, for sure.
Speaking of resilience, that's another word that I was thinking of when I was thinking about you. Because, like, why don't you explain, we was already talking about your journey, but have you had any slip-ups?
I have, and those were all, again, class sessions of life. You may have told me 6 times until I experienced it, now I know. That makes sense.
That's real. Now
I know. And that's the part where I was saying again, or if I keep on doing this is what they mean right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, self-will ain't running it no more. I did what I did to I hate the word relapse. Here, I'm gonna say this. I hate that word. I made a conscious decision, man, to put something in me to take me off my track.
That's right.
A conscious decision. That's what they teach us in here. It ain't so much about a relapse. You know, my mama could die right now. There ain't enough reason for me to drink or get high.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the purpose. It's not the reason. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I literally have to make a choice to put that. They can sit there on that table right there all day long and look at me, and I ain't gotta have no effects by it. It don't affect me until I literally make a conscious decision to reach out, grab it, and use it. Now all consequences are something I accepted because I chose to do that.
I love it. I love it. And I totally respect you for that. You know what I mean? That, like I tell people, that's the real definition of a man. When you slip, fall, get right back on up.
They say always brush your
mean?
Let's follow that. I
Yeah.
follow that. I brush them off. I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm still standing up.
Most definitely. It ain't how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. That's why I asked you that, because there's plenty of people in certain similar situations that done had slips-ups and they're embarrassed of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of them be scared to come right back through these walls. Like, oh no, I can't see them people again. I can't, because I told them that I had it. They really believe they had it. And then,
here's mine. I'm not exempt.
yeah.
It attacked me quicker than it would somebody who ain't got it.
Facts. Because you know how I feel.
I know how I feel.
Yeah.
I know what it looked like. And I still need to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exempt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Far from it, man. Far from it.
I seen you working in the recovery field too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. You want to explain that? Like you
I
so
was
much, you gotta
asked-
give it away to get it back. Yeah.
I was asked to share my experience, strength, and hope. I'm gonna call my friend here. Said, hey, would you come back and tell them what you were doing? See, I'm a firm believer that in places like can I mention?
Mm-hmm. Good.
From such places as where I am right now, I come and get healed, or the message is Mary Haver. So when I was sitting in one of these units out here, I knew there was a date that I had to leave. You're not gonna keep, yeah, now they've expanded. Back in my time, they didn't have no 6-month program here, or a year.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to leave. So my famous question to a lot of people was, in this process that I've learned, is, how long have I been getting high? So I can tell you I've been getting high 30-something years. Do I think 28 days is enough? Man. I need to further my learning, you know what I'm saying? So I am a very guru status about sober living or long-term treatment. You know, I learned that I had to invest just as much time in my getting high. I need to invest it in my staying clean.
Mm-hmm.
And the one-on-one run together.
Mm-hmm.
I got 20-some years of learning how to get the best dope there was. Now I need to stay clean, pray, walk, and give back.
No, that's right. Most definitely.
It's simple. I only make it hard when the adversary tells me, don't tell him that. You know, I believe he attacked me because I was telling him, don't do this, y'all. You know, you miss your kids. I miss my daughter. I miss the opportunities that I created a life in this world, and I didn't get a chance to share it with her because the disease had me captured. She knew it. I wasn't ready to accept it. I stayed high and drunk to avoid it. The word responsible is hard for an alcoholic addict, so you can't tell me. I already know this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't know I was avoiding responsibility. I didn't know I was avoiding neglect. I didn't know that. I was just wanting one more, man.
You mentioned your daughter earlier, man, and I feel that so much. Like, gotta go through similar situations, you know what I mean?
We cool now. I mean, 2 times out of a week or 4 times in a month, I hear her voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk. That's a blessing.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Blessing.
Mm-hmm.
My granddaughter, she looks at me like this, but I'm still a grandfather. She knows who I am. I pop her. I get called Papa, not my name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there. She recognizes me. So, hey, what blessings can I not say I haven't got? They know who I am.
Tell them how long, 'cause this is important. Tell them how long it was since you had seen them.
My daughter's 37, my granddaughter's 19, and I just seen them within the last numerous, in the time that I just gave the young man here, maybe within the last year.
Yeah.
It's been about a year and a half the most, you know, and just once a week conversation, or 4 times in a month, however that goes. And I'm just fortunate to get that. I'm very blessed and grateful.
For sure. So there is hope.
Yeah, there is.
You do mess up, you know what I mean?
Time.
Yeah.
I mean, I got some. My daughter said, "Slow down, Dad," because I was like, "Hey, you back here."
Put you the gas, yeah.
She's like, "Slow down, Dad."
Yeah.
Slow down, and that was for her.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready to come. I'm still ready to come with abundance, bro. Whatever.
Yeah.
And she can't do no wrong. I remember times I looked in the busted newspaper. I saw my daughter's face in there. I cried. Mine is in the busted with the charge. What kind of stuff she done doing out there. It was degrading. Like I should have been. That I should have been, and that's a lot of things that I should have been doing, should have done. I can't make up for it. I can make up. My part about this thing, about this religion is I can say sorry to a lot of people. But then what's the purpose? I gotta let you see it. I don't say shit. I'm not saying nothing else. I'm just let you see it on a day-to-day basis.
That's good. Actions speak louder than words.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? You got any last encouraging words?
Please, 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 please. If you hear anything I'm saying, know that a power greater than yourself can bring you back to sanity. Prayer works. Prayer works. So I used to be a wishy-washy guy about prayer, but it works. And the one I keep it simple is just today, let the steps be yours, not mine.
What you get at? What was that internet? What you gave out there? God.
Good orderly directions.
Good
If
orderly
you got an issue with God, and God's a problem. The way I call it, the high power of mine is God, God, the one up from heaven. But sometimes God can be just exactly what it stands for. Good orderly directions, man.
I believe that.
Keep that. And give it to you. If it's a spirit that you're scared of, just use good orderly directions, man. Pray to it. Pray for it. And the word prayer is simple. Just close your eyes in the corner. To get blessings, you do it in the corner. Do it by yourself somewhere. Be true to thyself. And I am from Brazil. I only pray in the dark by myself. What's that? What's that they do? Hold on. When they keep a bond between God and themselves, it's called fast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I fast all the time.
So the fast is what I'm saying. In the dark by myself, it's a fast. I lock in so much time in a prayer. And then,
Got you.
I don't do it with nobody else. So.
I appreciate you coming and sharing that with us, sir. For real. I pray to God that this bless somebody. You know what I mean? Many get inspired by this.
Yeah.
And learn from it. I'm inspired by it. Like I said, I'm inspired by you every time I see you.
Thank you for sharing this though with us, bro. A lot of people don't know. I'm a pastor around a couple people. Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Good time.
Yep. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
Peace.